Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So should we chant more or should we continue our program? What do you say?
I think we start with program, we continue with program, and after, yeah, if we have more time.
So should we give class now?
Yes, I think maybe we sing Radhaman. Yeah, you sing.
We have a guest lecturer and very nice devotee here today with the name Svarupa-siddhi, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
He is the temple president in the Copenhagen temple, and every Sunday so many guests are coming. And as you can hear, he's a very beautiful kirtaniya, has a beautiful family. And I recommend you go and visit in his temple sometime in Copenhagen as well.
It's not my temple, it's Srila Prabhupada's temple, but it's in Copenhagen. Yeah, please, welcome to come.
Yeah.
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Janavalabha Gopi Janavalabha Jaya Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Srila Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Jai Prabhupada Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhya eva cha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtya Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Actually, can I ask you to sit a little closer if you're sitting on the floor? Because it's a small room and we're still sitting more far away. I know in Sweden there was joke during the COVID about social distance. That please keep it 3 meters. Later you can keep it 5 as usual after COVID. But let's keep it closer if it's possible. Nice to see all of you. Thank you so much for coming. And we were singing Holy Name. So today I was thinking about speaking about singing Holy Name. Who have experience with chanting Kirtan? Is not the first time for you? Please raise your hand. Have you chanted Kirtan before? Have you chanted Kirtan before? Or it was first time here? Bhajan Kirtan. So you have some experience.
I hope so.
Very nice, very nice. So that's why it will be relevant for all of us to speak about some details, some important things to notice about chanting. And in Padma Purana, it is mentioned that it's possible to offend the holy name, because the holy name is living entity. It's alive, it's person. And that's why it's given there 10 offenses of the holy name. And holy name is described by one of our acharyas, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. The offense of the holy name is described as a thunderbolt. Like thunderbolt that hits like the mountain and destroys it, right? Because it's so powerful, the holy name is so powerful, but the offenses of the holy name is also very powerful in destroying our spiritual life. So we need to be very attentive and very careful. Like, for example, if we have our beloved person, right? We're especially attentive to this person, right? If I'm sitting in the metro and there's somebody sitting nearby me, it doesn't matter, right? I don't pay very much attention. Or we were going with Oscar now, we're going by train here, and there was some people, they were speaking to us a little bit, and then we were like, there's no obligations. If we want, we can continue our conversation. If we don't, there is no obligations. But if there is someone you love, you're always in the process of learning how to love better, right? I'm married for 10 years only now, but already now I can see and understand that there is no end to this process of learning how to be together. So if we want to learn to love God, we need to understand what this person appreciates and what he does not, right? And therefore, there is this 10 offenses mentioned in the Padma Purana. So I will read from these 10 offenses. I will read some Sanskrit, and and the commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you can see him in our altar. It's Srila Prabhupada on the left, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's very prominent spiritual master teacher in our disciplic succession. So he brought it up. Okay. So he brought it up. He especially emphasized this. So first one, he said the first and foremost offense, satam ninda namnach paramam. So first offense of the holy name is the satam ninda. To offend satam, to offend devotees, to offend those who are dear to God. And he said, and Padma Purana said, it's ninda paramam. This is the topmost offense, right? It is said, if you love me, you love my dog. So Krishna feels the same. If you want to love Krishna, if you want to love God, you need to learn to love or to appreciate those who are dear to him. And especially not to offend them. Yat kayatin, yat katham, u sahate tad vigarham. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur translates it. He said, to criticize devotees of Bhagavan is grievous offense to the holy name. How can Srinam Prabhu tolerate criticism of those great souls who are deeply devoted to him and who spread his glories throughout the world? Therefore, the first offense is criticism of sadhus or devotees. So he says that devotees are very dear to the Lord. So we need to be able to appreciate them. We need to be... Why? Because our spiritual life depends on sadhus in so many ways. If we want to have a real spiritual life, we need to take shelter of these people. And if we don't take shelter and we do opposite, we offend them, we don't appreciate them. Krishna also doesn't appreciate. And sometimes we think, no, but I'm right. Look at this person. But you know, when you are showing with one finger, the rest of fingers pointing at you, right? So no matter what do you think there, if you are doing offense, you're doing offense. And all these 10 offenses that we will speak about, you can say, after this lecture, you can say this person was speaking so much negativity. So he was speaking about, there was negative lecture. But at the same time, actually, to speak about these things is teaching us to have proper attitude, to develop proper attitude, proper relation, right? And that's what spiritual life all about, is the right attitude towards God. That's what we want to develop. And towards holy name especially. If we want to approach holy name in kirtan, and you want to go deep, and you want to go really get deep experience, you need to approach it in a certain way. Second, and actually also Krishna himself says, he said, Yeme bhakta janah priyaha, right? He said, if you think that you're my devotee, you are not my devotee at all. If you say that, I'm Krishna, I'm your devotee, I'm surrendered to you, Krishna himself said, no. If you are thinking you are dear to me, Yame bhakta janah priyaha, if you are thinking you are dear to me, you're not. Although it's, of course we are all dear to God, but he wants to bring up some point, right? And he said, no, but if you are saying that you are devotee of my devotee, then you are my devotee. That's what Krishna said himself. So if he says himself, then it means that we need to take shelter of devotees to become devotee. We need to. He's giving us instruction. That's how you approach me, through my devotees. And that's how we approach the holy name. We're learning from those who are getting experience, the spiritual experience during the chanting of the holy name. We want to take those shelter. And then them themselves also want to take shelter of those who are experienced in chanting. Oftentimes we find seniors without seniors. So that's not real seniors. If we want to take shelter of some senior devotee, they also need to have some senior devotee from whom they are taking shelter of. It's a very important principle of Guru Parampara. And it's in Shiksha and Diksha. Not only that I accepted Guru one time and then I never see him and I'm by myself. So second offense, it's basically 2 points he's bringing there. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Shivasya Shri Vishnu Yaiha Gunanamadi Sakalam Dhiyabinam Pashyed Sakalo Hari Namahitakra. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur translates it. He said, in this world, a person who by mundane intelligence distinguishes between all auspicious transcendental holy name from the qualities and pastimes of Vishnu and possessor of the holy name, Nami Vishnu, considering them to be independent or different from him, as in the case with material objects, commit offense against the holy name. So when we think that the holy name is different from God, it's considered to be offense. So Nama and Nami. So Nama is the name, and Nami the one who, the owner of the name. And with material words, it can be different, right? Sometimes we call things in a different way, right? And Krishna also have thousands of names. But when we say Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Cola-Cola, Coca-Cola, then after some time we will be very disturbed, right? But we can chant Hare Krishna all day long, and we are not tired. Why is like that? Because we are in connection. That's how we connect with Lord. It is a Nama Chintamani Krishna. It's a Nama Chintamani. It's the holy name is like a touchstone. It's such a gift for us. It's a precious gift. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, and that's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. It's personification of Chaitanya Rasa. So Rasa means the taste, right? Means the juice, the nectar. And Chaitanya means consciousness. And that's how our consciousness becomes nourished. Spiritual consciousness becomes nourished by the connection with the holy name. So he's a personification of that. Here's the holy name, the person. So Purna Shuddha, it's always complete in itself. It's like a compressed God in compressed way, in compressed form. Purna Shuddha, he's there. Nitya Mukta, it's always liberated. It's not material. It's not depend on us chanting it or not chanting it. It's not depend on us, on our fleshy tongue, right? The holy name can reveal itself even without us trying to mumble it, right? Holy name is in our heart, and it reciprocates to relationships. And Nitya Mukta Abhinatvam Nama Namino, and Nama and Nami, the name and the possessor of the name is not different. So this is a very important thing we need to always remember and understand while we're approaching the holy name. I'm now reciprocating with the person. I'm now in conversation, with direct conversation with God. I think many of us, we had some moments when we we had a deep prayer inside, and we were like really praying to God, please listen to me. I remember when I was a small boy, I fell asleep in the evening, probably a little too early, and my mom went to her friend, like a neighbor friend. And I woke up and mom is not there, and father was not there also. And I was, as a child, mom is not there. So they had some little small Christian altar to which they never prayed, but there was a couple of icons there. So I was at some point so devastated, crying like, where's my mom? And I came to this altar and started to pray to Jesus, like, please, do something about it. I lost my mom. So Srila Prabhupada said that that's the mood we need to pray to Krishna with. As a child calling for his mother. Because, and the thing is that we come in some kind of a mood to chant the holy name, we sit down, there are so many thoughts. And actually, if we really understand this point, no, I need to get serious because now I'm in conversation. I need to start this conversation. I need to pray. I need to get deeply involved in this conversation right now. Otherwise, what's the point? It's like Oscar sitting here to me and I want to speak with him and I say, Oscar, Oscar, and turn my back to him. How Oscar would feel? Probably not very nice. So the same thing with Krishna. We're kind of calling Krishna, Krishna, and our consciousness goes all around the world. So we need to understand that Krishna and his name is not different. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur finishes by saying, furthermore, one who thinks that Lord Shiva and other demigods are independent of Vishnu or similar to Vishnu certainly commits nama aparad, or offense of the holy name. So that's another thing that when we think that, okay, God is spiritual, and his spirit and matter is two different things. So kind of this material world is independent from God. Here is God, he's pure, he's amazing, but material world is independent. And in this way we are closing the path or closing the ability to see God in this world. We're thinking, okay, all the demigods, all the managers of the universe, they're separate from God. Then I will not connect any of my material affairs to God. And then basically it means that there's nothing to offer to God, right? Because God is God, he's there, he's like some old guy on the cloud, and what's happening here is independent. So that's the offense to God. Because we need to learn to see this world in connection with God. In this way we will be able to offer everything we have to God. And every moment of our life will be exchange of love with God. I oftentimes give this example. I have my son, he's this kind of age, he's turning 6 very soon. And for example, I come home and I bring some candies. I put the candies on the table. Whose candies it is? Please answer. It's simple. I bought the candies. Whose candies it is? It's my candies, right? It's my candies. I put them on the table. So my son, he comes in the kitchen. He sees the candies. And then he takes the candy and comes to me and say, Papa, that's for you. This is my candy, right? But he gave it to me. So that's how it works with Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. Everything is his energy. Nothing is separate from him. So what we're doing, we're taking something that is his and coming to him and say, Krishna, please accept it. Right? This is bhakti. That's how Krishna accepts, and that's what Krishna wants. Patram pushpalam phalam tayam yome bhakti. Right? He said, you can offer me leaf, you can offer me water, you can offer me candy. But he said, yome bhakti. Pranashiti. No. What's the word? Whatever. Offer it to me with love. That's what he wants. He doesn't want leaf. It's already his leaf. He wants bhakti. He wants exchange of relationships. So we need to see this world in connection with him to be able to have this exchange. So we need to sit down chanting holy name and see the holy name as Krishna, because he is Krishna. And to have this exchange, we want to please Krishna. So it's like radio station. We're trying to find the right radio. Sometimes we hear in our consciousness just right? And then we need to find the right station where it will play for Krishna. So we need to tune our consciousness during the kirtan. Next one is Gurura Bhagya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, to disregard the Guru who is established in all truth regarding the holy name, considering him to be an ordinary man possessing a perishable body composed of material elements. Yeah, but basically it is said here we need to be grateful, right? We are getting the knowledge, we are getting training by those who are chanting, those who know how to chant. We're progressing, and then we're just whatever. And that's how basically our world is, right? Also, in some Mayavadi traditions or impersonalist traditions, it's said that when you learn from the Guru, you kill your Guru. But kill means you kill also in your consciousness, right? There is no need for Guru anymore. Nothing to learn from. You're already enlightened. No, the learning process is an eternal process. We always need to see ourselves as a student. We're never Guru. The best Guru is the best student. The best Guru is the one who is not considering himself as a Guru. He always considers himself or herself as a student. From this kind of people you want to learn, because they will teach you how to learn. And the best emotion or the best approach to learning is to be grateful. Is and Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, to not consider this person to be a mundane person, because he or she don't teach you mundane knowledge. This knowledge is spiritual. So this person is spiritual. So we need to learn how to be deeply appreciative of people from whom we're learning the science of self-realization. And then this offense, Gurura Bhagya, will not be committed. Next one, Shruti Shastra Nindanam. To find fault with the Vedas, the eternal Puranas, and other scriptures, all the Vedas and Upanishads illuminate the glories of holy name. So it's very nicely put together. It said that it's there. They are glorifying the holy name. Again, it's the same principle that with Guru, with Vaishnavas, right? Krishna speaks through the scriptures. And that's why devotees, they have this principle of praman. Praman means evidence. Our only evidence is Guru, Shastra, and Sadhus. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. But also Srila Prabhupada said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he quotes Narottam Das Thakur, some other bhajan, not Guru Vashtaka, and he says that Guru Shastra Padma Vakya Chitete Kore. And he gives the commentary. He said, the real Guru is the Guru that based his teachings on Shastra, on the scriptures. If Guru is not speaking from scriptures, he is not Guru. So, for Vaishnavas, it's most important to respect the scriptures. It is even said that the offense to Srimad Bhagavatam is not to not read Srimad Bhagavatam. So, it's very important. Krishna gave us the instruction how to liberate ourselves from these clutches of material world, how to learn how to love Him. We have so many prayers in the scriptures and so much glorifications of the holy name. And we need to, again, get very serious about it. We shouldn't approach spiritual life in a clumsy way. Maybe we can be even a little bit fanatic sometimes. In a good way, fanatics. Oftentimes fanatics, they are destructive. But we need to be constructive. Because the approach or the attitude should be there, like even a little delusional. Because if you want to aim for something higher, you should be a little delusional. Now we're in the process of opening Govinda's restaurant in Copenhagen. And many people, they're saying, where you will get money from, how you will get almost 1 million kronas. What about the risks? And the answer is there. Of course, we are trying to be rational as possible, as much as possible, rational in considering the risks and understanding the numbers, counting very nicely. But at the same time, we need to be a little bit delusional. Because there is no business without the risks, right? So the same in the spiritual life. You need to aim for higher purpose. If you will be just, there is limit to questioning things. You need to be convinced enough and go for your goal. Because if you don't stop, questioning, it just becomes just bad attitude, Although questions are, in our culture, in Vedic culture, questions are very welcome. You need to have as much as possible questions. But you shouldn't be neglectful. Right? We should be doubtful. It's nice, but we shouldn't be neglectful. But when we are already convinced, and we don't stop being like doubtful, we become neglectful, right? So Shastra is there to answer all of our questions. But we shouldn't be neglectful towards it. Yeah, it's very important. I see you're a little tired. Should I stop here or we can continue? Or we can just stop and ask questions. What do you think? What do you say?
How many more points do you have?
Couple.
Can you finish?
We finished, what do you say?
You said there's 10 points and how
Yes,
many you have?
we did 5.
Can you finish the rest 5?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Because I see some of you tired, so I don't want to exhaust you with my lecture. So you can concentrate.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Yes.
Good. That's nice. Okay. No, I have 6, I'm sorry. Next one is Tadhartavada, to consider the glories of Harinam to be exaggerated. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, the scriptures state that all Bhagavan's potencies are contained within the holy name, within his name, and that the holy name is completely transcendental and therefore capable of destroying one's bondage to the material world. All these glories of the holy name are the supreme truth. One should never associate with those who have no faith in them and who say that Shastra exaggerates the glories of the holy name. If such an unfaithful person appears before one's eyes, one should take bath still wearing the clothes he has on. This is the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there's two important points here. First one is to keep purity. So first one is that, again, when we are neglectful, we think, it's okay. It's just a little exaggeration. It's just to inspire me. But just imagine, we are given such amazing instrument. And we don't know how to use it, right? Maybe someone gives us guitar or, harp. Some instrument that it's hard to play, right? And we are like, we try it, and like, that's kind of okay. It's said that in the beginning, you think that you are unconsciously incompetent about things. You're thinking that you're competent. Oh, I see someone plays guitar. It's easy to play, right? So I'm unconsciously incompetent. But when I take guitar in my hands, I become consciously incompetent. Then I learned how to play, and when I learned how to play, I become consciously competent, right? And then when I become like super professional, I become unconsciously competent. So the same with holy name, right? Sometimes we read Shastra, and we are unconsciously incompetent. We think, chanting is very easy. The process is very easy. You just chant this Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's very simple. So these all things is exaggeration. It's like but then we try, and we're not successful. We take this couple of chords, and there's like such a mess. And we're saying, it's useless. Like there's this story about the fox and the grapes. Grapes are so high, fox cannot reach. So fox say, grapes are not tasty. I will go away. So we become like this kind of people. We try to chant holy name, so we are not so successful with getting experience because we don't have right attitude. But we are thinking, it's just all exaggeration. So that's not the right, that's not the student approach, right? We need to learn how to chant holy name. That's the point. So to consider the glories of holy name to be exaggeration is one of the offense. Sixth one is Hari Namni Kalpanam. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, to consider Bhagavan's name to be imaginary. So Mayavadis and materialistic Karmavadis consider Brahman, which is without name and form, to be the supreme truth. And the Brahman, or God's form without form, it is part of God, but they consider it to be the supreme. And they say that rishis manufactured names like Rama and Krishna, thinking such names would perfect their activities. These people are nama aparadis, or the offenders of the name, of the holy name. The name of Hari is not imaginary, it is eternal and transcendental. And also it is said that there is different yugas, right? So there was Satya Yuga, when people were more perfect, and they were be able to sit and meditate for thousands of years. There was Dvapara Yuga, when people were doing what? Yagyas, yes. And then Yagya Purusha was coming out of the fire. They were reciprocating with God that was coming out of the fire. They were starting the fire with mantra. That's how powerful they were. They were able to control the sound, to control the matter with the sound. Then there was deity worship, and deity were reciprocating. We can hear the stories about Jagannath when Jagannath was just speaking to his devotees. And now it's Kali Yuga. It's time. Yuga Dharma is the holy name. But holy name was Yuga Dharma in every age. The same potency was the holy name always, because God is there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, it only manifests upon the transcendental senses and only through bhakti. And that's what we're speaking about. The process of chanting should become bhakti. It should, and we make it bhakti. It's already bhakti, but bhakti is about two, right? Love is about two people reciprocating. Love is not possible with only Krishna loving us. We need to reciprocate to him, and he needs to reciprocate to us. There should be relationships. Nothing is automatic like that. Try to come home, see your wife, husband, and think that, oh, my relationship will happen automatically here. Doesn't work like that. Nothing is automatic. Same with Krishna, he's person. So I need to provoke these relationships. This is the teachings given by the bona fide Guru and Shastra. Therefore, one should acknowledge that the glories of Harinam are supreme truth. One who considers the glories to be imaginary will never able to receive the mercy of the holy name. And again, you see, he said that you are able to reciprocate with Krishna by your transcendental senses. You cannot materialize God. In Brahma Samhita, he said, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. God can be seen by Premanjana Churita, by the eyes that smear the balm with the balm of love. So, this is not material eyes. We need to feel our heart and mind. No, feel, заполнить. We need to fill our heart and mind with bhakti content. Now we feel it with TikTok and many other things, right? And it's like every minute some new thing. And in the end you just have mess there in the brain. And there is an example. Maybe it's not the most perfect example, but it's a good example. When you put ink in a cup and you try to take it out from the cup, you still have some ink in the cup. So to get out the ink from the cup, you need to pour the milk inside. And then the milk will take the ink out, right? You just pour more and more milk. So we have many samskaras or impressions in our mind, impressions in our heart. So we need to, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur also said, before we become steady, the level of nishta, this is our job to change our material impressions to spiritual impressions. And we do it by intensifying our practice and becoming serious in our practice of Krishna consciousness. So we consume more spiritual content than material, so that the spiritual content throws out these material impressions So in our practice, there should be intensity. Therefore, we're giving vows of chanting some certain amounts of rounds of holy name. We're coming and we're having these programs here that we would be able to have like a scheduled practice where we change our material impressions for spiritual ones. And our heart purifies like that. And then spiritual life becomes really tasty for us. And when it becomes tasty for us, when our heart is pure, then we get the real taste of holy name. And it calls ruchi. And then ruchi described as when the flow, like when you pour the honey, the flow of the honey is just constant thing, right? It just doesn't stop. So that's how our mind becomes. And this is very, very tasty for Krishna. Krishna really starts to enjoy our bhakti, our offering. So before that, we need to work on ourselves pretty hard. It's an important thing. And therefore, we are speaking about these things to develop right attitude, serious attitude, the right faith, right kind of faith. Seventh one. Namno balat yasya hi papa budhir, navidyate tasya yamar hi shudi. One who has a tendency to commit sinful and material activities on the strength of the holy name cannot be purified even if he performs special yoga process such as yama, niyama, dhyana, and dharana. This is certain, he said. So, namno balat, so the strength of the holy name. We think, oh, so nice, holy name. I listened about the growth. This is other type of person, right? The first type of person is thinking, this is nothing special. They're so exaggerated. And then the second type of person, they're like, oh, really, it's so nice. It's so powerful, these holy names. So now I will perform sinful activities and holy name will purify everything. So nice. And it said, Navidyate tasya yama hishudi. He said, this kind of people, if they will do all the yamas, or not even the holy name, even if they will do severe austerities, even if they will stand on the one leg even if they will for thousands of years, even they will do like serious meditations, their hearts will not be purified. Because these people are duplicit. They want to use holy name. They want to abuse holy name. This is abusive relationships. Krishna doesn't like it. He takes it as offense. It's like, it's the same, like, for example, I have my friend who is a high court judge. So I'm thinking, okay, this is my good friend. He's so powerful. Let me now do crimes. And he will just, every time I will be brought to court, he will just release me. It doesn't work like that.
What is the sinful activity?
Sin. So, you know what's sinful activity? That's a pure soul right here. Doesn't know what's sinful activity. You mean what we consider in our tradition as a sinful activity? Or overall, what is sinful activity? So sinful activity is something that is harmful for you and for others, done consciously. Right?
So if someone is addicted to TikTok and then they're always looking at TikTok.
Yeah, you can even call it if it's как зависимость, if it's addiction.
I mean, drinking and drugs and everything.
It's all addiction is sinful. It's a sinful, and like Christians, they understand sinful to be something that need to be condemned. And we see sinful is something that's just holding me in a как сказать, в плену, in a trap, yeah, like in a trap. I'm trapped. So sin, it's not something that I need to be judged for. Sin is actually, people need to show compassion, to sinful person because he's trapped or she's trapped. Because drinking is trapping us, because it's addictive thing. Smoking is like the same, or being harmful to others, right?
Just doing bad things to yourself and other people.
Yeah. And also that brings addiction, right? That's why we don't eat meat, because it's sinful. You're bringing a lot of harm. And I mean, this material world is sinful by the definition, just because it's made for us to kind of enjoy ourselves, right? To try to enjoy ourselves. And that's why sin is kind of inevitable. And that's why Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, the food that is not offered to me, considered to be sinful. Right? Because you still harm someone to make this food. So we purify it. Every day we bring it to the altar and say, Krishna, please accept. Also, beside the aspect of bhakti, there is aspect of purification of our activities. Yeah, thank you for the question. It's nice. So the principle is there, right? We don't want to do the sinful things and just think, oh, Krishna will purify me. Krishna is not vacuum cleaner for our heart. So we cannot use him like that. Dharma vrata tyaga hutari sarva bhu kriya samyam api pramada. To consider religious vows, renunciation, fire sacrifices, and other ordinary pious activities to be equal or comparable with transcendental name of Bhagavan is a sign of inattentiveness and carelessness, and it is thus offense. So, there is 2 points. One I already mentioned. The process for Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan. And thinking, okay, we cannot try to adopt other processes and think they are as powerful and they are as spiritual. No. First of all, because, again, they are different from God. You can sit in meditation and watch cartoons there and imagine the image of God, and it will be image of God. It will be just a cartoon. It will not be God just revealing himself, right? But Holy Name is there. It's already there by definition. Or other thing is that, second point about this is when you are just become religious. You think about yourself and then you think, oh, everything works, whatever. This kind of attitude, everything works, everything nice. This yoga process works, Holy Name works, everything the same, whatever. And this, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, it's inattentiveness and carelessness. You don't even try to understand the processes in depth, right? You just kind of careless. Always one, whatever. I'm just a religious person. I came there to temple. Here's my money, and don't touch me anymore. Right? So this approach is when we come from our material state and try to kind of spiritualize it in a bad way. Our approach, as we already spoke about, is when we come from the spiritual to matter. Right? We don't go to temple and say, come with our car, oh Krishna, accept my car. Or we come to temple and say, Krishna, I have these things, please help me with that. I have my material things, and you kind of do something about it. We want to go from spiritual to material. And in this way we will spiritualize all this matter. We're saying, Krishna, I'm already your devotee. At least I try to become your devotee. Please accept whatever is there. You are there in these processes. For example, if we speak about the first offense was what? to offend the devotees, right? So when I come from material to spiritual, I'm thinking, okay, I will try to not offend Oscar, because if I will offend Oscar, it will be bad for me. My spiritual life will not be good, right? It will be hard for me in my spiritual life, and therefore I will not offend Oscar. I will be in trouble then, right? So what devotee is doing? He's thinking, I will not offend Oscar, because Oscar is very dear to Krishna. And I want to become dear to Krishna, right? Do you see the difference between these two? There's two different motivations. One motivation is that I surrender to God and everything connected with Him. Another one is there's me and there is everyone else and everything else around me. So this is religiosity. There is me in the center, and whatever works, it works. The ninth one. To instruct the glories of the holy name to faithless person who are averse to hearing and chanting is namaparad. So if people doesn't want to hear about how spiritual you are, if you see they have not good mentality, don't try to preach them and put your spiritual knowledge upon them. They will not appreciate it, and it will not help. It will turn different direction. The best way to preach is your example. If you are showing that you are happy practicing your spirit, not showing off, but if you are happy practicing your spiritual life, people will ask questions. Why you are so happy? How is that? And if they have certain questions, you answer the question. And if this question will be satisfying for them, they'll ask more. But if you see that people are not appreciating, don't try to convince them. There should be already some good karma for them to be able to appreciate it. So if you see that person probably appreciate, or there is some chance you can preach, and also you need to see the level of the person, what you can preach, what you can say, what will help. That's the qualification. But if you are just, super spiritual, and you come to your mom's house and say, "Mom, it is so evil to kill the cows. You are so sinful. Let's open your fridge and throw out all the meat from the fridge." Your mom probably will not be happy to see you again. And actually, I was lucky about it. When I got to know some devotees, I asked one devotee how we should, be compassionate to our parents and preach to them. And he said, important principle, never preach to your parents. Never tell anything to your parents. Just you are always their child. That's what I did. And then my mom, she just, whatever, I had principle, I will never tell her anything. But if she will ask me something, I will answer. After 2 years, she became devotee. She stopped smoking. She was smoking for 25 years. Drinking, whatever, she just became devotee. Just because of this principle. Don't try to just put everything upon other people. Another thing, when we go out and distribute books, but even with the book distribution, I saw when devotees they had super shakti, they were distributing books, and then person were going on the street. I was distributing one side of the street, and another devotee was distributing another side of the street. He had so much energy and power, and he was able to sell book to anyone. And I saw how from other side of the street, the lady is going with Bhagavad Gita, and she's threw Bhagavad Gita out in a dustbin. He didn't appreciate anything. She just got book because she was kind of hypnotized, So even with books, we need to see who will appreciate it. The last one. Okay, those who are, in spite of hearing the astonishing glories of the holy name, maintain the conception that I am this material body and that worldly objects, sense gratifications are mine, and who show the persistence in or love for the utterance of Shinama, also Nama Paradis, and who shows no persistence. So you know the glories of the holy name, but you're not acting upon it. So basically, this is almost like a summarizing. Like, we need to understand the axiom: holy name is Krishna himself. I am Jiva. I want to please Krishna. And if these things is not there, and I'm just neglectful of these facts and not sincerely acting upon it, it doesn't said here, you need to be on high level right away. It is said here, if you have knowledge but not acting upon this knowledge, just being neglectful to it, that's the offense of the holy name. So we should be, once we got knowledge, again, we need to be grateful and try to implement it. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, especially dangerous is inattentiveness in chanting. It blocks the experience of transcendental sweetness, rasavada, in the name. So the inattentiveness is the root of all aparadas or all offenses to the holy name, right? There is a nice shloka, Madhuram, Madhuramatam, Mangalam, Mangalanam. The holy name is Madhuram, Madhuram. It's most sweet of all sweet. Mangalam, Mangalanam. It's most auspicious from everything auspicious. Sakala Nigama Vali Shat Palam. It's like a fruit, like a mango, without skin and without bone. Ripe mango without skin and bone that is hanging on the tree of the Vedas. Like it is the ripe fruit of Vedas. That's what Vedas was producing. Chit Svarupam, it is alive, it is breathing. Sakritapi parigitam, shradaya helayava. And even if you have faith, or if you don't have faith and you're chanting it with hella, for example, we go out on the street chanting holy name and someone say, oh, this Hare Krishnas, ha ha. He said, Briguvara Matra, oh Briguvara, or son of Brigu, Nara Matra, Tarayet Krishna Nam. If even for one small part of second, person will hear holy name, he will be liberated in due course of time. So that's how sweet and powerful holy name is. And so just imagine if even the shadow of the holy name have this potency. What about the pure holy name when we're chanting purely? How it can affect us? So I will not continue. I have some more things to say, but I see we need to stop here. So you can claim that was negative lecture for sure. But I really pray and hope that you got something positive out of it. And please, I would like to hear your questions, because if you have questions, it means you listened. Questions is a sign of intelligence, so I would like to hear from you. Yes, Prabhu.
A question about offenses of Vaishnavas. What happens if you have to What happens if you have to offense Vaishnavas due to your role, for example, in managerial practice?
You don't have to. The question is questions about offenses of the Vaishnavas. What if you need to offend Vaishnava just being manager? You should not offend Vaishnava, even being manager. This is misconception. that if you are a manager and you can, or you need to offend because of some, you should not offend anyone. As a manager, you need to understand I'm servant of the servant here. I have some responsibility, and from devotees' side, they need to respect this responsibility. They need to respect, but I don't need to demand for respect. No. This respect comes with my service, if I do my service nicely. So we should never offend Vaishnava. Therefore, if we have some difficult situation, we should speak, and we should be under the protection of the seniors. So we need to consult and speak with seniors about the situation. We need to consult and speak with devotees whom you really want to offend, or you think you need to offend. And everything is resolvable. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada said, if you're a temple president, if you're doing something good, it's all glorious to you. But if something is going on wrong in your temple, that's also your fault, right? So, yeah, it's all responsibility. This is pressure, and oftentimes it's very hard to deal with the pressure. But we should never forget that we are Vaishnavas, because the responsibility is it's also service. You know, the managerial service is also service. It shouldn't be done in a material way. Yeah. So we deal with Vaishnavas always as with Vaishnavas. Yes. Some more questions?
I have not really a question, but a little addition, because what you thought, what you mentioned, this story with Bhagavad Gita, which was thrown away, I've been witnessing, because I joined, strictly speaking, in the United States, when the New York temple just moved to the present location. And there was a devotee who was an absolutely powerful book distributor. He had Shakti, because he was coming to the person, and person was like, you know, like before the little mouse before the snake, standing there, reaching for the money, giving money, and getting books. But what I noticed that after a while, they they walked 50 meters, and they looked at the books, and about half of them, they were, what is this? Throwing the books. Okay, Prabhupada books. And I know because also another devotee was actually walking behind, more or less, and picking these books, cleaning them and recycling them.
Redistributing.
Yeah, redistributing. And I asked the temple authorities, look, what is this? How it is? There is some incongruency there. And but here, the temple president said, look, it's like this. They gave money, so they already did some sort of a devotional service. Of course, they disrespected the Shastra. They offended the Shastra. That's there. But still, they got some benefit. I do not know. I'm not qualified to make a judgment on that. But I think it's so funny you mentioned this story.
Yeah, you see, now I'm not the only one who experienced that. Yeah, I always stick with this principle. I think it's the same, connected even with Dhiraj Chaitany's question about like how we should we deal materially with these affairs? And I don't think so. We shouldn't deal materially. You know, if we are good sellers, it's nice to engage your nature. But if selling by itself become a goal, or management by itself becomes a goal and stop being devotional service, or any kind of so-called service just becomes goal by itself without the context of devotional service, without the prayers. That's why it's a real art to be able to offer your service, to come home after temple or after doing your service and say, Krishna, please accept it. Please accept it, what I'm doing. And I don't know, maybe it's not good to speak maybe about it, but like once my Guru Maharaj told me, just come home and after your service, just close your eyes and don't think about things, but try to feel how you felt about your day today. Were you actually honest with yourself, with Vaishnavas? Was you pure? Or you feel that something was not good? Or you did something good, not good, or said something not good? Try to just not think, but feel about it. How? Because there is something good in us, right? And if we reciprocate with this something good, we will feel that we did something wrong. And when you do it, actually, then oftentimes you understand, I don't feel good about these things. But when we are in these rajas, we are just running around, managing, doing things, and we don't have any time to stop and actually offer our service. That becomes a big problem. And if it's happening for years and years, it's just losing all the sense, All these temples, they just lose all the meaning, all this, our activities, books, distributions, and stuff like that. Because we need to stop and reciprocate with Krishna. Again, oftentimes we have this mentality, everything automatic. I just do it, Krishna accept it. Sure, Krishna will make miracles. Maybe some people who had these books but they didn't appreciate it, maybe their children will see these books and become devotees. It's nice stories when this happens. It's amazing. But as we see how many books been distributed, how many people actually became devotees, the percentages. And it always will be like that. It's normal. Srila Prabhupada said, it never will be like that all planet will be devotees. No, it's normal. We have all the classes of people here. But for ourselves, it's just for ourselves we need to think about, am I actually doing it for Krishna or not? Always asking myself this question. That's what we need to do. And I don't say it to you, I just say it to myself first of all. Yes, please.
It was at a certain moment, Sweden had 8 million people. And at that moment, the book distribution, it was 2 million books in Swedish language distributed. I was kind of shocked because it's like every fourth person had Prabhupada book. Well, just as you mentioned, where are all these temples should be packed, completely. People should stand outside trying to come in.
Where are all these Swedish people that got the book? Here is one.
Jai, Haribo.
Yeah, wonderful.
And it also interested me yesterday, came one couple and I wanted to do some service here and I opened the door. Normally I not open on Saturday evening. I think, okay, I opened the door and they stayed 3 hours. And they explain me, they come for other reasons to ask me about meditation and mindfulness meditation. And after the man explained me, I be in a higher test before. After 14 years, I don't know how many years it is.
Since 1970.
He explained many things. It was 20, now it's 60 something, and it was amazing. Always it is somehow they are coming back in different ways.
Srila Prabhupada said if we will be 1% of population, we will really influence our countries where we live in. How many people in Myanmar?
350,000.
So if you are 1% of people, how many devotees should be there? 300? Yeah, 300 devotees in Myanmar, that would be cool. You would need big temple here.
They are.
WhatsApp group is about 200 now.
Good.
There are more devotees. They are leaving before from India. They left after this many. It is not really 200 there. And yes, it is the devotees around. And if we establish something really nicely, I think yes, we're coming back again. And I hope so. The Prabhupada help us.
Okay.
I was doing service under the guidance of some Prabhupada disciple. I don't probably know him, an American. He shared to me a quote from Prabhupada because he was asking Srila Prabhupada, but what it is, what like we are preaching, we are distributing books, what is the result? And Prabhupada said, you do not understand. What I'm trying to make you leaders over the drunkards and meat eaters. And it was quite a shock for him. It was quite a shock for me as well. It's Kirtiraj Prabhu intimated to me. So that means you cannot expect every single person to join the movement.
No.
But this is not in vain. This is also one of the offenses to preach the glories of the holy name to faithless person. So, but still we should go on somehow or other, because if one person will be interested, that will be quite wonderful and enough.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we should find people who are favorable, and there are so many. Because there are not so many demons. Demons that they are who are really against God. Most of the people, they are nice.
I do events with the children on Saturdays, and they came parents, and I'd be so surprised how many people they know Krishna. Really, I'd be. It's amazing.
This is my point, because we have no idea how many jivas out there who are actually reading Prabhupada's books in private and has not yet come out and searched the active association with Vaishnavas. Because the way it works is that after many lifetimes of being a good person, you accumulate, this is called sukriti, kriti comes from karma, good deeds. And when you come to a certain point, Krishna says this person is actually eligible to be put in a situation where he can associate, or she, with the devotees. There's a qualification. And then Krishna sends him to a book distributor or somebody, and he gets the first opportunity to associate with a pure devotee by reading the words of Srila Prabhupada. And then he still has his free will, so he can do whatever he wants with it. But maybe that's ultimately that he will come to a temple and hang out with guys like you and get even more engaged and purified. But I don't think we should be too negative about not having crowds of people outside here, because they may be sitting in their home. I did that for some time before I had the courage to start to exchange letters with one devotee in Korsnäs, and the one thing led to the next and to the next, like this. So I think one time it will reach critical mass, and we will have these hundreds and thousands of devotees who flock and want to have the association of the practicing devotees here.
Yeah. I think if we are taking care, we are taking nice care of people who have very nice care of those guests who is here, who is coming to your place, and we will be very personal with them and very nice with them. If we will train them, educate them in devotional service, participate in their life actively, there'll be more and more people joining. Because once you are in this kind of atmosphere, when devotees are taking care of each other, you want to be there, you want to join. And I can say my example. I was a 19 years old boy. Actually, I got to know devotees when I was 15. I got my first Bhagavad Gita, I started to be vegetarian. And but then I didn't got any, like proper care from people, from devotees. And I was wandering around, smoking my joints, and doing some yoga. Then joints became not so tasty anymore, and yoga became more nice. But I still didn't got opportunity to find someone who would, like really help me in my spiritual life. And when I actually met this kind of people, I met 2 devotees, and they really gave me so much of their time, and they were relevant to me also. They were not just some people like something that I couldn't imagine that's to reach this kind of level, that would be too. No, they were just very relatable to me. And it was amazing. And we had a big group of friends. We were around 12 people, are very close friends. So 8 of them became devotees. And all of them are initiated devotees now, and twice initiated like that. And we are from small town, like from very small town, 30 kilometers from the capital. Just because we had these devotees, I was like telling my friends, oh, there's these people there. They're very nice. Let's go check them out. And that's all. So I think that's how people join. We can give them books, but we can do so many things. But if we don't care for people, then it will be like that. And even if, okay, as you say, this theory that 100,000 people will go out of their cages, caves, or whatever, and just flood our temples, then who will take care of these people? We need to start already now. That's bhakti. If we want to be personal with Krishna, we first need to learn how to be personal with each other.
Exactly. This discussion we had with Madhavapuri Prabhu today. We discussed, maybe we need the big one, and my answer it was yes, if we have people enough, or they really join the movement, yes, the Krishna gift to us. For us, yeah, it's perfect what we are now.
Yeah, it's not necessary even to have anything. Not necessary to have temple even, or any space. I always tell devotees, just clean your room, invite someone, have good friends, be good friends with them, take care of these people. And once you are not fitting in this room, then you can think about, maybe we should find a bigger room. But if your room is not fully packed, what's the use of paying extra rent? We should first have some rooms packed before, and thinking about the main purposes. Preaching to people, taking care of people, and when people will be happy, they will come to you. They will fill up the room. Yes.
Have arti.
Should we have what?
Arti.
Arati. Yeah. Sorry. You should tell me that.
Thank you for wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shil Prabhupada ki jai. Shishi Gaurnitai ki jai. Shishi Radha Shyama Sundar ki jai. Hare Krishna. You have Gaur Arati or what kind of? Okay.
You want Prabhu to lead the kirtan?
Maybe Madhavapuri Prabhu would like. Okay.